Hey yeah, it's Whimsy and we're back today with the last episode of Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Extras. I hope you enjoy my stealth camo cosplay. I hope you like it. Doesn't it look good? Isn't it great? I'm joking, of course I'm not wearing a stealth camo. I am in a box. Everyone's happy place, of course. I had to do a little fun box cosplay for the ending of my Metal Gear journey. Today we are finishing Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. I look so ridiculous, so funny. We are finishing Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. I'm going to listen to all the tapes. I'm going to go see Paz, and we're going to watch episode 51. Which is like cut content or something. And I had a box the exact size of my head, so I was like, it's destiny, it's fate. I had to. Not for honor, but for you guys. Yeah. I added the orange from, I think it's MGS3 and MGS1. MGS1 as well, I think has the orange thing. On the side, I decided to draw that, but the rest is just Amazon. I'm sorry, it's an Amazon box. But any box is fine, okay? Any box can be your happy place, where you feel at most yourself, okay? It's all right. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump into it. Let's go. Alright guys, cassette tapes. So we have quite a few that we can go through. I know Report to Big Boss Zero has been attacked. I actually have not heard the first one, but I just want to go one after the other. I think we'll start with this one.
The rise of the vocal cord parasites goes back approximately 300 million years to the Permian period. At that time, they were not even parasites, but predatory autotrophs. They are believed to have been the common ancestor to the Pentastomida and the Cyclops genus of copepods. However, Earth's environment underwent a violent change at the end of the Permian period. The cause is unclear, but evidence suggests that over 90% of the Earth's organisms at that time died out. The most pronounced threat to the protoparasites was the severe reduction in oxygen concentration. The result was cladogenesis, a splitting that gave birth to a new strain that could parasitize other organisms' respiratory apparatus. This survival tactic helped lower their oxygen consumption, and inhabiting the throat kept them securely in contact with inhaled air. The best survivors were those that parasitized the reptiles that flourished at the time. Entering the Triassic period, the reptiles evolved into dinosaurs, and the protoparasites shared in their success. Dinosaurs developed respiratory organs called air sacs
Did they?
to adapt to the low oxygen environment.
I didn't know that.
These in particular helped the protoparasites thrive. But another trial awaited them. The end of the Triassic period saw another drastic change in the Earth's environment. For most parasites, the male and female take the same host. Many are, in fact, hermaphrodites. Originally, the vocal cord parasites were as well. But for any strain to ride out a severe environmental change, it must secure a steady pool of genetic diversity. Another split. Now the newest strain procreated with mates found in other hosts. And in order to increase its encounters with those mates, the new strain utilized the voice of its host. They came to inhabit the host's vocal cords. This truly was the birth of the vocal cord parasite. the parasites developed the host's pharynx to form resonating chambers and used them to produce sophisticated mating calls. The relatively upright posture of the dinosaurs was important in this because the crooked L-shaped pharynx was more suited to the development of resonating chambers. These developments ushered in a time of great prosperity for the parasites. But for the third time, the parasites had a major hurdle to overcome. The meteorite impact at the end of the
Is
Cretaceous
this all
period,
true, or did they mix
which
like
spelled
fantasy
the
with
end of the dinosaurs.
history?
With their hosts extinct, the vocal cord parasites had no option but to find a new habitat. Birds. As genetic successors to the dinosaurs, with functioning air sac apparatus already in place, birds were the perfect choice. But the parasites could not survive in birds that flew at high altitudes with thinner air. So they parasitized ground-dwelling birds and altered their respiratory system for the sake of reproduction. They gave the birds the means to produce sophisticated sounds. The syrinx responsible for chirping. This is the proof that points to activation of FOXP2 in songbirds as well as humans. The Cenozoic era began with a rise in oxygen concentration, which helped mammals to evolve and increase in size. The parasites then shifted to humans as a more effective host.
That's so interesting.
Humans'
I love that.
bipedal upright walking meant that our throats could support larger resonating chambers. At first, vocal cord parasites entered humans using birds as their intermediate host. But eventually they changed to conducting their entire life cycle within human hosts. What happened next is as I have already described. People took the vocalizing prowess given them by the parasites and made it language. And once the parasites could no longer use it as their mating call, they died out. Or in other words, the parasites overcame all evolutionary hurdles except humanity. Skullface shared his opinion on this matter. He said the Ethnic Cleansers Project was sure to succeed. After all, the parasites had a grudge against us humans. To think we awoke them after such a long slumber, just so they could sate their thirst for vengeance. It is terrible, unforgivable, and yet it is what I have
Another
done.
scientist that got taken advantage of
I learned
in the Metal
of the
Gear
vocal
series.
cord parasite's existence in literature belonging to the Foundation. It was little more than a theory. The question was, why does only Homo sapiens among all primates have highly developed language? Human versus everything else. The missing link between these was the mystery that gave rise to this theory. I was fascinated by the idea of their existence. In the Dene creation myth, the Neo Dene, who first inhabited the world, were insect-like creatures. I came to imagine that those insect-like creatures could be humans living in symbiosis with the vocal cord parasites. But I had not the faintest idea of how I could resurrect them. That is when Skullface came to me. What he offered me was not just assistance with my metallic archaea research. He told me the vocal cord parasites really existed. And not only did they exist, they had already been brought back to life in the modern age. An ancient human cadaver, host to the parasites of the time. Cypher excavated such a cadaver from a permafrost region and isolated the DNA coding of the vocal cord parasites. Naturally, they were long dead and could not be brought back, but there was an alternate vessel they could use. A relative species of the Pentastomida discovered in China. It had adapted to live in the nasal cavity of animal hosts, but its genetic sequence showed signs of common ancestry with the vocal cord parasites. Ontogenesis, the path of an organism to maturity, is like a roadmap of the phylogenetic evolution of the entire strain. Cypher used this to effect a reverse evolution of the modern parasite and resurrect the vocal cord parasites. They interposed a
actually
developmental
genius.
mechanism to the ontogenetic stage analogous to when the relative species first appeared, the point at which it split from the vocal cord parasites, forcing its evolution down the other path, the vocal cord parasite path. The larvae is produced by the vocal cord parasites, reborn. I do not know in detail how Cypher accomplished this, but clearly they have access to high-level genetic technologies. Skullface said it was the work of a genius woman scientist, and that the relative species in question was first discovered by a group once called
So it was
the
Dr. Clark.
Philosophers.
It was
I
a
was
paramedic.
tasked with modifying the resurrected parasites. He charged me with two demands. First, to add lethality to these organisms that had once lived in peace with man, by unleashing the larvae's latent desire to consume nutrients from the host's lung tissue, making them eat and eat until the lungs were destroyed. Second, to have both male and female inhabit the same host and copulate then and there, only when exposed to specific pronunciations continuously over an extended time. What he would do to the Dene if I failed. I had no choice.
No, I get it.
Originally, the ultimate objective of the ethnic cleansing parasite project was the identification of not only languages, but of actual cultures. Language is deeply connected to ethnicity, but many languages are employed by multiple ethnic groups, and confrontation between those ethnic groups is by no means rare. If the cleanser parasites were to be a deterrent against ethnic conflict, they had to distinguish between groups using means other than pure language. The original plan called for this to be achieved by differences in the transmission vector. Each ethnic group has different lifestyle customs and eating habits. For instance, parasites living in shallow water and taken in through the skin could be used to target rice farming groups, or parasites using cows as their intermediate host would be ineffective against cultures that abstain from eating beef.
True.
But that is a lofty goal indeed.
That's true.
The current parasites mainly rely on droplet transmission. It would take extensive time to alter the transmission route. I eventually learned that the Ethnic Cleansers project had been shut down. It was Skullface who put it back into operation. But despite that, he told me to forget about the transmission route and just focus on language identification. I do not know why. I understand that the Chinese philosophers who discovered the relative species of parasite originally planned to develop a phonogrammic Alexia parasite. The left temporoparietal region is home to the part of the brain that identifies the phonetic symbols of the English language. They wished to create a strain that would parasitize that region and suppress its literacy functions.
Damn.
The brain area responsible for identifying the logographs of Chinese, meanwhile, is in the left middle frontal gyrus, meaning that even if native speakers of Chinese were infected with the parasite, their literacy would be unaffected. Old and new, east and
Don't know
west.
if that's how it
There
works
is
for
no limit
specific
to the
languages
delusions
in
of
the
those
brain.
in power. But this delusion threatens to become a reality. I have to do something to stop this. There must be something I can do.
Damn.
It appears I was looking at things
Oh,
wrong.
he sounds different
What do
here.
you mean?
All of you.
Because it's a dialogue.
Until now, I had thought of your organization, Diamond Dogs, as a superorganism.
You'll have to explain that one.
The term refers to a unit of eusocial insects like ants or bees. While made up of many individuals, they behave as though they are one organism, with the queen as their nerve center. The close ties you share here reminded me of that.
Well, the boss's efforts do pull us all together.
I was not finished. I'm speaking in terms of homogeneity. You come from all walks of life, do you not? Many races and tongues, talents and pasts, complementing each other, influencing each other, making Diamond Dogs the unique group that it is.
That's true.
Of course. We have no use for mindless drones around here.
Is that so? Then perhaps an organization like yours is a truer superorganism than the ants and bees.
Meaning?
They're mindless
Most
drones.
organisms adapt to their environment by coexisting with other species. Take the cow, for instance. Its rumen, the first stomach, contains an incredible number of bacteria, which digest the food it has consumed. Without their help, the cow could not break down the fiber in grasses. The cow has to outsource its means of survival to
That's
them.
pretty cool.
You don't say.
Man is the same. Some 100 trillion bacteria live inside the human intestines. Without the bacteria, they could not function properly. And it does not stop there. The stomach, the mouth, the skin, even the placenta contains bacteria that coexist with us. The same is true of parasites. In fact, the human immune system has evolved based on parasites being a part of it. Without them, the immune system can run amok and even damage other parts of the body.
This is all very interesting, but what does it have to do with Diamond Dogs?
A harmonious superorganism is made up not of a group of homogeneous individuals, but of diverse individuals that complement each other. That is what I saw in your group here.
That's nice, actually.
Then it occurred to me that man is a superorganism. Man's phenotype is not determined solely by his genetics. Some say if you mapped the genomes of all bacteria in the human body, the result would be over 100 times bigger than the human genome. The sum of man's genome and those of the organisms he coexists with, call it a metagenome, creates the superorganism we know as a human being.
Well, now that's quite a leap.
You think so? Then try a broader perspective. If
Sorry.
our world were a human body, you would be parasites. You make a living by doing the dirty work that the world powers cannot handle themselves. From their perspective, you are likely a nuisance. But without you, pus would build up around the world, and autotoxemia, self-poisoning, would follow. The world needs your kind.
Thank goodness for that.
Skull-faced forced me to turn parasites into weapons. Creatures with which we are supposed to coexist. Meanwhile, that foundation I worked with focused solely on the human genome, apparently thinking that manipulating it would get them whatever new form they want. Both ways are mistakes. Neither is a true
Manipulating
superorganism.
genome. We know they do
I
that
am
later.
the
Well,
net.
they already have.
By speaking with
technically.
those living inside me, we enhance one another and enjoy harmonious growth. Such was the original purpose of my research. You have made me remember this.
Well, it's an honor.
Was that a
You
laugh?
can travel the world, but you won't find another place like this.
What the hell was
If the whole
that?
world was like this base, I think the peoples of the world would bid farewell to fighting for good. Maybe that's what the boss wanted in the end.
We only have his
need
word
to
to go
powder
on,
my
but
nose, y'all.
Skullface's goal was revenge against those who'd use language to subjugate people. Those corrupting a people's identity by forcing a new tongue on them. Those using the power of language to control information. Naturally, that set his sights on Zero. To Zero, English was simply the most convenient code. But to Skullface, English was a parasite. And by eradicating it, he'd stop the world from being eaten away. If that didn't work, he was ready to see the world scorched by nuclear fire. To save language, culture, and race from annihilation, he was willing to overstep the hands of the doomsday clock. That is, of course, if you believe anything he had to say.
Okay. I want to know here.
Someone has successfully struck at Zero.
Now,
Since Zero's
that I'm
using
really
a private
curious
network,
about.
we get information, but we have no way to trace his location. That means the details are still fuzzy at this point, but apparently some new bioweapon was used. As soon as he noticed the dip in his vital signs, he had his stomach pumped and even underwent blood dialysis. But he didn't fully recover. Ironically, if Zero kept more company, he'd have been safe. Since the incident, his speech and actions have been getting more unhinged by the day.
Huh.
He's probably been
English
rushed to another
train?
safe house for intensive care. But the location is a complete mystery. That's the way he operates. He went to incredible lengths to make sure his great escape went unnoticed. So far, I know at least Langley and the Pentagon were involved. He had a blackout triggered in New York to disrupt the transportation and information grids, and at least 2 submarines were sighted off the coast. The personnel involved were working off a cover story. Naturally, the White House was fed the same thing. The project is buried under a pile of dummy ops and backup plans stretching across multiple organizations. It's safe to say not one of the people involved knew what they were moving or to where. All top secret, no trail, no leads. He's living up to his name as usual. Only this time, even I can't find him. Now, the only record of his location lies within the Cypher AI that was at the heart of the escape plan. And that's closed off, with its data sealed away in a secret
In
location.
NGS4.
Skullface was able to put together this assassination attempt.
So many years
but even
later.
he can't possibly know where Zero is now. I'll keep searching, but when you're up against he who controls information, it's gonna be a long battle.
That's so crazy.
Boss, it was Anderson after all. That's right, the man who went by Sigan during Operation Snake Eater. Following Zero's disappearance, he's taken over command of Cypher. Well, to be precise, the AI he oversees has.
Wow.
The idea to have an AI act for Zero came about in '74, when the data from the mammal pod penetrated NORAD.
Yeah, strange
Clearly,
love.
an AI couldn't be allowed to make its own decisions. So they would take away its ability to act, and instead create a specialized system in which the AI, bound by specific rules, filters the massive amounts of data it collects before passing it on to people, subtly guiding their decision-making.
That's crazy.
A system of the people, by the people, for the people. So they began researching how to do it. DARPA apparently brought Strangelove on board to head it up. She was forced out after a certain incident. The direction of the project and any trace of her existence was scrubbed after her departure. Before Zero lost consciousness as his condition worsened, he left instructions for Anderson, through a cutout, of course. Zero went out of his way to hide your location in order to keep you safe.
That's crazy.
This meant sacrificing his own protection.
Wow.
It was the only way to ensure you could stand alone as your own man. Here I am. The only link between you and the world that's passing you by. I'm your last connection now. This was Zero's last request. His will. Once you're awake, we need to discuss the best way to ensure your safety. Oh, and they've got a name for Anderson's AI project. It's called
Patriots.
The Patriots. It's all about ensuring that the concepts driving society appears the same in the mind of each person in that society. About maintaining the identity of the individual, and yet having that
Bro, that
individual
makes me
willingly
want
make up part of the
to
whole.
replay the whole
I guess
series.
it's fitting to call that patriotism. Creating a united world. Zero's will is already fading into a shadow of what it once was. Systems, guidelines, rules, laws. When you take a mentality and fix it in a solid shape, put it out there in the hands of people,
Solid.
it can only begin to decay. No mentality can last forever. When the body dies, the will dies with it.
Except if you pass down the memes. Secret recording of Paz in Zero. Holy shit, that's gonna be so interesting. Let's go.
Huh?
So he was protecting Big Boss this whole time. That's crazy.
Over here.
Oh shit! Zero! Is it the same voice actor? I need to...
Hello?
Not there. Here.
Huh?
Thank you for coming. Please.
You're...
I'm not sure.
Is it that odd? I suppose the cuffs have gotten a bit loose. Although, truth be told, I have been spending more time in pajamas as of late.
No, nothing.
The tie, perhaps. Not the most fashionable pattern, I admit.
No, it is very nice.
How sweet. Will you take a little brandy? You're hardly underage, after all.
No, thank you.
Please, sit.
They were like, y'all, she's not underage. She's not underage, it's
Pacifica
fine.
Ocean.
You can goon on her, it's okay.
What?
Ah, yes. You've already begun.
It's alright.
Not bad. A schoolgirl through and through. Even he won't suspect otherwise. Here you are.
So creepy.
Thank you.
Is it technically a retcon? No, I think we know in Peace Walker that she's not that young. With the true ending.
I heard you were sick.
Poppycock. I just like to take a little time off work.
You?
You must feel that way sometimes.
Well,
Anyway, I could hardly greet my first guest from that damned bed.
He was
I,
already sick.
missed my chance to catch you snoring.
Now I'm twice as glad I got ready in time. Drink before it gets cold. English breakfast tea. All I have, I'm afraid.
That's good. With a little sugar and milk. It's good.
There were 8 candidates before you, meaning you will be the 9th Paz Ortega Andrade.
Damn.
What happened to the others?
They're in the next room. They've been taking it easy these past few months.
They...
Do you see any windows here?
No?
I've gotten used to it, this life. I am who I am, after all.
What did he mean
and
by-
I've had my fill of cursing this bloody dungeon. Excuse me. But I can't help sometimes. Wishing I could see the stars. What should I do?
Well, you could go outside, go up to the roof, wait for the clouds to pass. You would have a view of Manhattan, and a pretty one too. But once the wind blows and the clouds pass, you can look up and see a sky full of stars.
He was in Manhattan, huh?
Even here.
You've had a hard time getting to where you are.
Yes.
Sewer rats lead better lives. I know. Extreme training, starvation, days spent without sleep. Abandoned, hurt, and all but killed in every way imaginable. Some of your compatriots died. Others betrayed you, left you for dead. And you did the same to them. But through it all, you survived, and you alone made it here. Just look at you. I can see everything you've been through.
Yes.
Consider this mission a reward for the mountain you've climbed.
Thank you.
Yes, well, you know what's next.
Yes.
And you are prepared?
Yes.
I believe you. That ever so slight tan. Not the type you'd get on the West Coast. If I didn't know better, I'd say you really did grow up around the equator. But it runs deeper than that. One look at you, and I see a wide-eyed student yearning for peace. Born and raised in Central America. I can see it all. How much preparation have you done?
A little.
You'll be perfect for this, to strike back at Snake. I'll share everything I know about him. But you mustn't forget who you're dealing with.
This was before
If he were to get the
Peace
better
Walker.
of you, well, I deeply regret having put you in that position.
So he was not protecting Big
But
Boss at
beyond
the
that,
time.
I'm putting my life in your hands.
What changed?
You can trust me, Cypher.
None of my friends call me that. Tea's gone cold. Shall I make some more?
I know we are the only ones here. There's no one in the other room.
And how do you know that?
You said I was your first guest.
Oh, I haven't had this much fun in quite a while. All right, then.
Cypher's been in hiding ever since
Jesus
his grand
Christ.
experiment. No one's seen
That
him in
scared me.
years.
All we hear are orders delivered by proxy. Except you.
Yeah.
You met with him, face to
Yeah.
face, in order to contact Big Boss.
Yeah, oh, we're gonna know what she said. This
Tell
was
me
terrible
where
taping
he is.
Ground Zeroes.
Where is Cypher? Where is Zero?
Gonna make
I've
him
never
pay.
known choice. Where I was born, the language I speak, I've never had the freedom to choose for myself. But you, right now, are free.
I remember.
Do as you will.
This will save Big Boss.
It may.
Will you really kill Zero?
She says Zero
for me?
is...
Not for you.
And then you don't know in Ground Zeroes.
All right. Zero is Hell's Kitchen, 10th Avenue.
Wow!
He is undergoing treatment there.
Not exactly Hyde Park.
Ah!
His medical needs keep him from moving around. That is why he summoned me there. The other residents are of varying race and ages, but in reality, all 40 units are Cypher personnel. It took him 10 years to replace the original occupants, He's got places like this all over the world.
No better place to hide a needle than a stack of needles.
Zero is on the top floor. A room with no windows.
Damn,
and
she
no
really.
doors. Even the
So he was
elevator
already sick,
does
but not from the
reach it.
parasite.
Officially, the floor does not exist. The only access
This is how he got
by
the
a
parasite
secret staircase
from
one
Skullface.
floor down. Room 702.
Damn.
Shades of World War II.
Nobody realizes the entire building is a setup. People go in and out all day. But they're all cipher.
Wow.
The building blends right in with the rest of the city. They disseminate rumors that a gang operates out of the building. That keeps most outsiders away. And most of them are there as security in case of an emergency. But even they don't know what they're really protecting.
Crazy.
Foot traffic, goods coming in and out, phone lines, water and sewage. It is all monitored remotely by satellite and cameras inside and out. Should he need it, there's a sealed-off water conduit that can be used to escape to the Hudson River, and from there to the sea.
Okay, so how?
But from the outside,
How do you attack that though?
it is just another building. A perfect disguise.
How? How did Skullface pull it off?
So the Major
you know?
believes zero suspicion equals total security. Very bold. It's just the kind of ruse I'd expect from him. So long as no one's suspicions are aroused, you could hide there forever. On the other hand, if someone figures it out, there are dozens of ways in.
But also
And
ways
he's
out.
so paranoid about information slipping out, no one involved has the full picture.
That was the same in
That
MGS3.
ignorance is a weakness, the downfall of a need-to-know system. The pitfalls are clear. Circumventing them will be simplicity itself.
Say thank you, Faz.
You hate him, don't you?
Hate? He never left me to die. I owe him my life. I'm bound to repay the favor. Any way I can.
Oh, he would have rather died.
But that's not what you really want to know.
Is what he meant.
What you want to know is, do I hate Big Boss?
I don't think he does.
I don't hate the man. I do deserve a little more of his gratitude. But he probably has no idea who I am. So you see, I have no reason to hate him at all. I mean to have my revenge against Zero. It's not petty hatred or resentment. Nothing so personal. Even the hottest lava eventually cools, becoming a mountain. And that mountain becomes the land. Scalding steam comes back down as rain, forming rivers, draining into the sea. It's then that nature's order sets in. Now I'm merely a part of that cycle. Just like Zero. And you. And Big Boss.
Don't do it!
That lava, that vengeance, is already set as stone. Too late to change things now.
Don't kill him!
The
And she really
choice
cared.
is not mine to make.
Please, let Big Boss live!
Proceed.
Hey,
Please!
Give her the shot already! Hold her still.
It's me, Ocelot. It's been quite a while. Yeah, I'll say. Took a long.
I need to take a little bit of a break because these are I get distracted and sleepy, you know. If they are really interesting. It's not that. It's just sitting there not doing anything is hard. Sometimes I didn't sleep super well last night, but for sure I'm gonna listen to them. Don't worry. I'm just gonna go see Paz at the mother base. But like he's like, oh, it's not on me. I don't hate him. I don't mind if he dies or not. Talking about Big Boss, but then he hires Quiet. Like, doesn't make much sense to me, bruh. I don't know. I don't know. Skullface's goals are a little flimsy in my opinion. In the writing of this game, they kind of... He's not a bad villain, I'm not saying that, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's a really good one either. And I don't really understand. Like, I get it. He wants his vengeance because he would have rather died than live this life. He would have rather stay in his village and speak his native language and all that. Like, I get it. So he wants his revenge, but and I guess he was forced to... Maybe there's something here. Forced to work for Zero. I don't know. There's nothing. So apparently I missed something. I saw you guys' comments, yeah, about how I missed something on the wall for Paz's stuff. Let me just see where it is. Yeah, here.
Welcome home, boss.
This one. Jeez. Reminiscence. What's going on? It's a butterfly. Oh! New cutscene, let's go.
Stay away!
Boss.
Oh no. I always think it's gonna be the Silent Hill theme, this one. Yeah, don't...
There's another!
Ah! So is she a hallucination? This is what I want to know. I'm guessing yes. Oh my god, bro. Like, I always feel it's gonna be... Promise? In Silent Hill 2. can feel the heartbeat in the... Oh no, now it's just him moving. Damn. Don't kill it. Ah, there is nothing. A no peace sign, I'm guessing. Oh, there is. So...
You can deploy a buddy from the ACC before a mission.
So
or
yeah, it
from the
was
I-Grid.
just... she was
Think
not there.
carefully about the mission's objectives before deciding who you'd better take along.
We
If you
hallucinated the
develop
whole
specialized
thing.
equipment for them, they'll be able to help you out in even more situations.
So we even hallucinated Ocelot and Kaz. That's kind of... I don't know about that, guys. And yeah, this is what I don't think I finished that thought. Damn. So he was just hallucinating the whole time. I don't think I finished that thought when I played last episode, but this is what I meant by I don't really like an unreliable narrator for this specific reason. Where it's just cheap. It's just, like, I'm not saying I don't like this, guys, okay? I'm not saying that this whole thing is cheap. Because I still like the writing of the scenes and the meaning of it, but it's just... It's like, oh, it was all a dream. Like, I just don't enjoy that kind of trope. But that's very personal. So I don't really enjoy the kind of trope of like, oh yeah, no, he was just hallucinating. Though you could say, oh, he was facing his PTSD. Because I guess since we're the medic, he might feel guilty that he didn't take out the second bomb. And you know when we had the flashback, he was trying to... I think that's it. It's like facing his PTSD of not being able to save Paz that day. Because he didn't know she had another one. And when he had the flashback during the scenes, he reimagined the whole thing as if he did have like a sudden, as Big Boss, a sudden revelation of she has a second one and then taking it out, right? But like, that's not how it happened. I think, like, I get it. I get all of that, and I think it's cool. I'm not a big fan of... They didn't do it too much, though. To be fair, they didn't do that many... like, oh, it was just a hallucination, you know? So it's not that bad. But still, I don't know, I'm a little torn about this. It's cool that I watched it after episode 46, I think, because I mean the mission, like the truth, you know? I think it's good that I watched it now, because if I had watched it before, I feel like the punchline of we're not really Big Boss would have been broken. Like, clearly we're not. Like, what the fuck, you know? I'm kind of happy I didn't see it before. I mean, I could see the appeal of seeing it after as well, but... I don't know. We're gonna watch episode 51 and then I'll go back to, the tapes. So here we go. You guys said that this was like cut content, apparently, so I'm really excited to see. It's 20 minutes, almost 20 minutes. Eli sees Koto Salanthropus and leaves diamond dogs with his fellow child soldiers. Yeah, that we've seen. Game footage. Phantom episode.
Boss, about Eli and his boys.
You know where they went?
We're still working on it, but the chopper pilot they had fly them out of here is back.
And?
He said once Sahelanthropus and the chopper got out to sea, they split up and headed in different directions. The chopper headed straight for Africa. They made it about 50 miles inland before running out of fuel. The kids used
Kingdom of
vines
the
and duct tape
Flies.
to tie the pilot to his seat before they disappeared. He was almost dead from dehydration when the medics found him. They left him alive on purpose.
Yeah, they're calling us out. They want to settle this.
The intel team are using the direction Sahelanthropus headed and the direction the kids took off in to narrow down the search area. And with Hewitt helping out, it won't be long before we know where Eli is. There's just one thing that bothers me.
What's that?
Apparently, there are already men going around the nearby villages asking for witnesses of the giant in the sky.
Damn it. Already.
Of course.
It's clearly business as usual for Cypher, even with Skullface gone. They must have been dying to get Sahelanthropus back ever since Afghanistan.
Jeez.
And
That
if they
looks
beat us
cool.
to it, they'll be getting more than that. Eli's
Concept
carrying the
art.
English strain of the vocal cord parasite.
Based
We've
on
tracked
leads
down
from the
Eli and his
helicopter
men.
pilot.
They've spread the parasite across the island. It won't affect you if your voice hasn't broken, so they're safe, for now. Eli's driven all the adults off the island. Recess is officially in session. His own version of Lord of the Flies, only instead of a pig's head, Sahelanthropus.
Wait, what does it
And
say?
it's Eli's driven all the adults off
Wait,
Eli and his men,
that's
so they're
fine.
safe, for now. Eli's driven all
Eli has been infected XOF scouts with parasites to breed more of the English
the
strain.
adults off the island. Recess is officially in session.
The parasites cannot survive in salt water, so they are confined to the island.
His own version of Lord of the Flies.
Convenient.
Only instead of a pig's head, Sahelanthropus. And it's
However,
swarming
they serve as an invisible barrier, preventing any adults from entering Eli's kingdom, quote unquote.
with something worse than flies. They presented one demand in exchange for the nuke.
Ooh, that's a
Big
cool,
Boss's body.
cool concept
Those
art.
kids have got a lot to learn.
Wait,
Exchange for the
wait,
nuke.
sorry.
Big Boss's body.
Wait, that is
Those
MGS1!
And it's swarming with something worse than flies. They presented one demand in exchange for the nuke. Big Boss's body. Those kids have got a lot to learn.
Their whole life.
Okay, boss. The objective is to recover Sahelanthropus.
The whole life of Liquid has been one objective. Recapture Sahelanthropus, eliminate the English vocal cord parasite, and rescue the children.
And the children, Eli included.
Using
Once you're in the air, we'll hit the island with
Wolbachia.
napalm. Can't let those things spread. It gets worse. Here's the tape from when Eli took off.
Just a sec. Oh my god, this is so
It
fast.
gets worse. Here's
To defend against Parasite, the XOF strike force is equipped with white hazmat suits and masks. Okay.
the tape from when Eli took off.
Eli's protective pilot suit is red.
Father's not here.
That back. His voice is starting to change, meaning he's almost a man. So if he's carrying the English language strain,
Woo!
well, if he starts showing symptoms, it's over.
Island is littered with dead XOF soldiers who fell victim to booby traps set by the children. Snake carefully avoids the traps as he makes his way to the center of the island. So we would have played that, basically. Give that to me as a DLC. I'm down. Characters, mechs, background models, animations, and effects in the following cutscene represent incomplete assets. Okay. 30% complete. Wow. This is cool that we have access to that, though. And we need to not speak English, right? Holy shit. There they are. And that's Eli. Allegedly. They're gonna see him. Well, Psycho Mantis is gonna just kill them all. It's so cool that Psycho Mantis and Liquid technically spend most of their lives together as like brothers in arms, basically. I love that. It all circles back to MGS1. There are booby traps for sure. Yeah. Of course. Psycho Mantis for that is so strong. You gotta use another controller, y'all. Come on, amateurs. Psycho Mantis can just redirect them. So cool. Yeah, get away, children. How is Sahelanthropus so much better than the actual Metal Gear we see in MGS1? Well, I guess they're similar. But like... it should be worse. It's in the past, you know? Oh lord. Oh boy. Hey Dad. It's not actually.
I knew you'd be through here!
You're not a kid anymore. You can call your own shots. But at this rate, you'll be dead before you have a chance.
I'm free to die however I wish. Yes. Free.
So I thought you were going to fight the whole world. What's wrong with that, fighting the whole world?
You don't get the last word, Father. I'll break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you!
But it's not your father, though. Battle ensues between the man version of Silent Troopers piloted by Eli and the combined forces of Davinci Dogs. So cool. So you get a battle. Kind of similar to what we got at the end of MGS5 Silent Troopers mission. Thanks to Snake's effort in battle, it's finally defeated. Where? Ow! Stormtrooper of them. Come on. Doesn't want him to. Ah! Due to Snake's head injury, the blast triggers a seizure, affecting his vision. Right. Sporadically unable to differentiate between red and white. Ah! Yeah, no, Ah, no. Well, I know he doesn't kill him, so. But yeah, they do that in like the epilogue, and then never again. Like, I never noticed again in the rest of the game. I'm guessing it's like cut content, like there's limited control during this sequence. Oops. Oops. Huh. Huh. Well, we know he doesn't die, so. Yeah, sometimes when you get hurt, you kind of see colors blend a little bit, but they don't use it that much in the game. It's not like a mechanic. Yeah. But he doesn't die, it's fine. We know, because of MGS1. God, Ocelot is cool. He is incredible in this game. I mean, he's always incredible as a character, but they made him so damn likable in MGS1.
Give me some room.
I mean, he's a medic. venom. So. Ah, bulletproof
He'll
vest.
be all right. The vest took the bullet. Get him on the chopper. We'll patch him up at base.
He's infected.
Boss, he's showing symptoms. Huh? What?
I was created by Cypher. And I was the flaw.
Oh, they didn't
My
animate
fate was written in my genes.
since it's incomplete.
I'm a loser.
Damn.
You. All because of you. I'm not me. I'm just a copy of you. I will surpass my father. Destroy my father. Destroy you. I'll kill all of Cypher. I'll destroy your precious world.
He did almost succeed.
We need to go fast. How's it going over there? There's nothing you can do for him now.
Island's completely contaminated. Orders are to use napalm to sanitize.
Sanitize every square inch. Prepare to drop. We're pulling out. Move!
Interesting that Ocelot is not defending more, or Kaz, you know?
Live. Live.
You're one hell of a soldier.
I will kill you!
Did he say that because of Naomi? Liv? I don't know, it reminded me of her.
That's right.
I don't think he could have met her already. Like, how old
Don't
is she?
blame yourself. Blame me.
So how is he showing symptoms and having the English strain, but not dying of that? Like, Fox die is a completely different thing, right? I have questions. Does he get a hand on the world back here? Like, cause he keeps speaking English in MGS1, you know? Damn, what a day. Psycho Mantis gonna be like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Yeah. Huh? Did Psycho Mantis just take out the parasites? No way. Mary Poppins. Okay, yeah, that's a little like, we say tirer par les cheveux in French, which is pulling the hair, which is that's a stretch. Like, that's kind of what it means. I mean, narratively, I mean, why not, right? Telekinesis, why not? But it's just okay. Like, all that for what?
Not yet. It's not over yet.
Huh. I get why they cut that out. Like, it's cool, but it's also unnecessary. Because it didn't amount to nothing. Like, we know he doesn't die unless you haven't played MGS1, you know? But, like, there is no stakes at all in that scene. So, I kind of get why they decided to just not put it in the game. Though it was cool. And I do like the callback on the collars. I wish they had used them more in the actual game. But yeah, I don't know. Ah, we have a pass entry.
It's me. Ocelot. It's been quite a while. Yeah, I'll say. Took a lot longer for you to surface than I expected, Major. I wasn't planning on coming back at all, but I had no choice. Well, after the Caribbean. My hunch was proven right. You wouldn't believe who was behind it. Oh, I have an idea. How did you respond? Immediate disinformation campaign. Most bought into the story, but not everyone. It was quite an incident, after all. I couldn't cover everything, but I did hide the fact that Snake survived. And that should buy us some time. Where is he? En route to an old foxhole of mine. A base in the British sovereign area of Cyprus. The military hospital at Dekelia? Ava's leading the operation. Ava? Following your orders?
Wow.
Funny, isn't it? That we should all reunite like this. This is an emergency. Otherwise, I sure as hell would... Yes, I don't expect you to bury the hatchet between us. Something simply won't ever happen. Even I can appreciate that. You too can only bear to speak with me from time to time. That's fine. But I don't want Snake to die. Surely we can come together on that. There are so few men I can turn to. And you're number one, Ocelot. Keep him hidden. Keep him safe. But I'll stay where I am and leave the rest to you.
That reminded me of Lord of
That's
the
how
Rings.
he'd want it to. Isn't it better for you to be there to supervise? Where I am, where he goes, it makes no difference. All that matters is getting him the very best treatment and security.
Wow.
The latter being where you come in. Will he wake up? And if so, when? I have absolutely no idea. But as long as his heart is beating, he will keep fighting. So please, watch over him. This location, it's safe? No one will find him. And if they try, I will deal with them. The information must be suppressed. Which is what you do best. Guess you're still at the top of your game, huh? Anything but. I'm sick, Ocelot. Donald's taken over a great deal. He'll be handling this situation from here on as well.
Anderson.
Though I wish it weren't so. This will probably be the last time you and I speak. So, you won't say no, will you? I have no choice. Thank you.
I knew he was still working with everyone.
A proposition. Yes. I've prepared a ruse of sorts. One I imagine you'll quite like. What is it? You could say I've made another Snake. Major? I'm not talking about the children. A mental copy.
It was
His
Zero's
phantom,
idea.
if you like. I don't understand. You will when you get to Cyprus. I've set the ball in motion, but the rest is in your hands. You're good at this kind of thing. The best. I need you on this. If it's in his best interests. I assure you, it is. Look after Snake. He's the toughest son of a bitch I've ever known.
That he is.
Yes, it's
that
me.
he
You weren't
is.
in hospital long. I had trouble finding you. Where is he? Safe. But in the same state as when you last saw him. We've had our misunderstandings, you and I. But as you've made clear, our relationship is strictly business.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I will limit this conversation to the business at hand.
Big boss.
Please understand that I don't dislike you. Not inherently.
Where is Snake?
Now. Settle down, or I'll have to hang up. And then you never hear from me again. Do you understand? First, about your boss. I had him moved once he was stabilized. I'm sure it came as quite a shock to you when you woke up.
Oh, wow.
You'll have to forgive me.
I told him to stop putting me under.
Surely you understand. Specialized medical treatment in places like that can be positively nightmarish. We couldn't have left him there forever. And to be honest, I wasn't entirely comfortable leaving matters in your hands. Don't take it the wrong way. Anyone looking for him would be looking for you. He needed to be as far from you as possible. In fact, I'm still not sharing his location, even now. Problems could arise. So instead, I'm giving you a point of contact. An introduction to a network of messengers who will lead you to a man. A friend to your boss. I'm sure he's mentioned him before. He knows Snake's location. More than any man alive, I trust him with this sort of thing. Keeping secrets, or men in the dark.
Yeah.
He's known Snake quite a while. 10 years longer than you. Kazuhira, I don't care if you don't trust me, but I require your absolute trust in him on this. Snake will be brought back into this world, however long it takes.
In mgsv.
The only reason we're having this conversation is because you still have a role to play.
It's kind of crazy because later on, Big Boss kills Zero. Like, all this time Zero was protecting him. I don't think he knew all this though. But he still wanted to kill him just to put an end to all this.
Next issue. What happens after he regains consciousness?
Was halfway dead already.
When Snake wakes up, and he will, he'll need your help again. So when he does, I promise you'll be the first to know. The code phrase will be, V has come to. I'll then mobilize all the necessary parties. Think of it as an overture to a prologue. Until then, do what you like. Just be ready when the time comes. But you don't need me to tell you that, do you?
Actually, he got captured.
I know it's been hard on you too. But I can't imagine you're willing to just walk away.
What are you talking about? If what you're saying is true, then this is like wrapping a rope around your own neck and throwing it over a branch. What's your play in all this?
This is for Snake. So that he survives after he wakes up. Nothing more. After that, I don't care what you do.
Then tell me something.
Go on.
I only joined you after I found out what you were after. To make the world one, you need Snake for that. And he's already done a hell of a lot for you.
He has.
So on some level at least, I think you're being straight with me. Then why'd you do that to him? I get what you were trying with Paz. You wanted to get Snake any way you could. But after that, what you did, how could you do that to him?
After that wasn't me. You may not believe this, but I never intended for any of this to happen. My organization has many arms.
I mean, you did hire Paz.
Just going to take a little longer before we're all on the same page. I admit I may have been lax in my supervision, but something like that will not happen again.
Whatever. One day, I'll know the truth. Just as soon as the boss wakes up. And then we're coming after you. This ends with you begging us to put you out of your misery.
Is that so? Fantasy can make for a powerful ally. But remember this reality, Kazuhira Miller. Big Boss will wake up. And when he does, be there for him.
So, he didn't say that it would be Venom, like another. He didn't tell, Zero didn't tell Kaz. Kaz came to know about this once everything, like he woke up, la la la, and got saved. And then Ocelot told him sometime in the Mother Base, I believe. And that's when he was like, oh, okay, I am completely against Big Boss now. But that's kind of a very fast turnaround. I feel like, I don't know. And that's kind of a little, I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. It's really interesting. I'll take a little break and I'll be back to listen to the rest of the tapes. Alright guys, I'm back. I took a quick break, walked my dog, ate a little something something, and we are back with a vengeance. I will listen to these two. Well, these three I should say, because I don't want to finish on something like that, you know? I want to finish on something cool like Zero visiting Snake or Past Diary, but like, yeah. So let's listen to this.
The whole idea of the vocal cord parasites was that they'd only copulate once exposed to a specific language over time. But the parasites infecting our men in the laboratory laid their eggs straight away. The larvae were eating their lung tissue almost immediately. What kind of mutation was it?
Those who were infected and cured still carried the vocal cord parasites in their throats. They were still there, but the males had been rendered female by the Volbachia, and copulation could not occur. So we thought, but it is the Volbachia that mutated.
Oh, come on.
Not the parasites?
You remember I told you the Volbachia attempts to maximize its number of female infected hosts?
Yes, hence the male-to-female transformation.
Precisely. But other Volbachia strains use different methods. Cytoplasmic incompatibility, killing the males, and parthenogenesis.
Parthenogenesis? Aphids? Aphids use that to reproduce via females only.
Very good. The females lay their eggs without a male present, creating clones of themselves in explosive numbers. Parthenogenesis
Nature always finds a way.
means for an organism to take maximum advantage of abundant resources by increasing its numbers.
What is it in
Certain
English,
strains
actually?
of
I don't know.
Volbachia force this to occur, to create more and more infected females.
And that's why our men develop symptoms in the blink of an eye.
Volbachia, causing parthenogenesis, is common in parasitic wasps. Of course, the Volbachia I introduced to you men did not have this characteristic, but I believe the mutation, whatever it was, caused it to force parthenogenesis in its host, the vocal cord parasites. The Volbachia we used to prevent egg laying became the agent of limitless reproduction.
Yeah, I was saying, I think it's life always finds a way, right? From Jurassic Park.
Something else.
That's what I wanted to
The symptomatic infected in the laboratory all wanted to get outside, even knowing there was napalm waiting for them out there. You said the parasites made them act that way, but parasites controlling humans. Is it possible?
Parasites altering the host's behavior is a common occurrence in the world of nature. Long
Fungi.
ago, the vocal cord parasites
Like in The
had
Last
this
of Us.
ability, but even I never foresaw they might control humans. Until I heard the things your man said.
You mean the researcher on the top floor? The bit about, I'm not a snail.
Yes. Among parasitic worms, there is a genus called Leucochloridium that uses snails as intermediary hosts. As you know, snails prefer dark, gloomy environments. But once parasitized by Leucochloridium, they desire to be in the light. And that is not all. The parasitic worms thrust themselves into the snail's antennae, making them swell to abnormal size. The snail, meanwhile, frantically wiggles its antennae as the parasites squirm inside.
Ew.
The swollen, wriggling antennae soon resemble caterpillars.
I don't get it.
They get
It
caught
is so they
by
can be eaten
birds, yeah.
by birds. Leucochloridium needs a bird as its definitive host. To breed, they require their snail host to be snapped up by a predator. So they make the humble snail appear to be a delicious caterpillar and lead it to somewhere in open sight.
So you mean the staff trying to get outside
Was so the birds could peck at them. The parasites altered their mental state, making them crave higher places and to be outdoors. I can only surmise that both the Volbachia and the parasites mutated before the ancestors of the vocal
But they
cord
mutated so
parasites
fast,
infected
though. That's
humans.
crazy.
Their hosts were birds. What we saw in the laboratory was some throwback to that time. The parasites attempting to make birds their intermediary hosts.
sounds insane.
A praying mantis that is host to a parasitic hairworm will dive into water and drown itself, just so the hairworm can lay its eggs in water. Rats infected with Toxoplasma gondii lose their instinctive caution and run right up to cats. Just some of the many ways parasites control the host.
It's
But
so
we're humans. Surely our minds are
scary.
too complex for that.
I thought just the same. Free will is what makes us human, so it never occurred to me that the parasites could be controlling the symptomatic. But the mood, the will of a person can be easily affected by the balance of their cerebral substances. Take the toxoplasma I mentioned. It does infect humans, and it is thought the infected develop a more reckless attitude.
But to think that mutations occurred in both the Wolbachia and its parasite host.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Your observation is most apt. Both mutations occurring at once indicates the presence of a powerful mutagen.
I see. Keep working on narrowing down what it was.
What did I want to say? Yeah, it's scary, but at the same time, it's kind of beautiful, isn't it? Like the way nature evolves to survive.
I want to thank you.
It's so cool.
Co-Daughter. You're pinpointing the cause of the vocal cord parasite's mutation enabled us to purge an enemy from Mother Base.
You mean that scientist?
Yeah, I was convinced he betrayed us, but I was wrong. He was never on our side to begin with. So ultimately, there was no traitor among us. And yet I made everyone distrustful with my talk of spies. The end result being men turning on each other in the laboratory.
You must not blame yourself. They were all infected with the mutated strain. The outcome would have been the same.
You know, we defeated Skullface, but it didn't lessen our pain. It's a pain we'll never be rid of. I see that now, but I thought I could burn it away. In the end, all I burned was our own men.
Damn.
Infectious diseases, parasites. Without
My ride
such
or die
foreign enemies,
Kazuhira
the
Miller.
immune system will start attacking the body, developing
Recognizing his
allergies
wrongs.
and autoimmune diseases. The same is true of
My babe.
organizations.
You're right.
But I do not deserve to rebuke you. My desire to retaliate against the English language is what attracted me to the vocal
Right.
cord parasites
In the first place.
in the first place.
Huh?
Had it not been for that, I would never
Oh
have
my
been
God!
moved by my desire to retaliate.
Oh, that was weird. Whoa, the Matrix just glitched. That was so weird. It's not even in the subtitles.
Against the English language is what attracted me to the vocal cord parasites in the first place. Had it not been for
Crazy! I'm sorry, what the hell? Okay. I mean, it's not that crazy, but kinda. What the hell just happened?
I would never have been used by Skullface. We both allowed
not even in the
revenge
subtitles.
to crawl into our
Like, I
minds.
couldn't have known he would have said that, you know what I mean? I thought maybe my subconscious saw it, but no, it was not even there.
And
Sorry.
lay things.
So
how
weird.
Anthropus will unleash that thirst onto the future. How long are we going to be tormented by what he left behind?
There is no choice but to live with that pain. Be symbiotic with our vengeful nature. Whatever we do, we must not allow that thirst for revenge to control
You guys
us.
didn't know, but the performer of Cold Talker is actually me. The cat's out of the bag now.
Peace day never came. Every morning I wake up expecting it to come, but it is always 3 days away. That cannot be it. I have not woken up at all. It is just a dream. It is all a dream. I am in it, and you are in it too. I am the dreamer, but you are having my dream. Do you get it now? You do, don't you? Peace day never came. With 3 days left, I followed my orders from Cypher and launched the operation. I hijacked Zeke. I fought Snake. I lost and was thrown into the ocean. I survived, but I was captured by Cypher. How happy I would have been if they had let me die then and there. Our wishes do not come true. We just cling on to our dreams, our phantoms, mine and yours. But I think this one is coming to an end. After all, you have figured it out now. You can kill Skullface, murder Huey, slaughter Zero, burn the whole world down, and it still won't bring me back. Me, or any of the dead. And that was our business. War. We bought our daily bread with money paid to us for killing. Maybe us getting killed was just balancing the scales. You know, Mother Base was never the heaven we wanted it to be. But I was still happy to have lived with everyone there. It was such a short time. Such a hypocritical peace. But while I was on Mother Base, I was happy. So, I hope I am not the only one who looks back on those days
with the song.
with happiness. There is more to remember than hatred and rage. But of course, this is you thinking that I should think that. It is no mystery now. I am just a phantom. A fragment of the mind you have lost. The real me died a long time ago. But even so, more so, I can tell what you are really feeling. The real emotion that is locked away at the bottom of your heart. Let it fly out. Let it guide you. Live. I think it is my job to tell you that. That is why I exist. So this tape is the last one. Once you are done listening to it, I am one phantom limb that will be gone for good.
Damn.
My flesh, my bones, joining the silt on the ocean floor. But do not forget, as long as you remember me, I will always live within you. Not a phantom limb or a phantom anything. As part of your heart.
Aww.
I will always be your angel of peace. So, I know exactly how to finish. Say peace.
Oh, I should have ended with that. That was so cute. Peace. Oh, because I can totally relate with my, in a weird way, my experience with these games. They won't be phantoms for me. They'll always stay in my heart. You know? I should have finished on that on Paz's diary. That was so cute. Oh my god.
Major, I wondered whether you'd really call.
Exer, I presume this was your doing?
Do you like my gift?
I've been searching a long time for this.
It is what you were looking for, yes?
The winged dagger of a comrade lost to the sands of Egypt. He served under the boss back in Rayforce. I delivered this pin to her after his death. We were both so very young. From that moment on, she never let it leave her side.
She was still carrying it in Selinoyarsk. How about the back? Something wrong, Major?
Nothing, just pricked my finger.
The back.
The scar is there, just as I remember it. And this white stitching on the back. From the white berets the SAS wore in the early days.
Major?
30th of December, 1941. It's the inscription I made the day he died.
Of course.
His body was never recovered. This pin badge is the closest thing he has to a gravestone. When I gave it to her, she just kept on running her finger over the inscription. Never again, she uttered, as if reprimanding herself for his death. She pressed hard, embedding the inscription itself into her finger. You see, it's why this spot on the back looks shinier than the rest. He was our brother in arms.
So...
Yes, it's real. Thank you. There's no doubt about it.
Good. Now I have no regrets.
What do I owe you?
Nothing. Just want to talk for a moment.
Very well, then.
It's about our man, Major. He's been making some moves.
Miller? Yes, I know. Rhodesia, is it?
Yes, and up to his old tricks again.
No matter. He'll stumble soon enough.
Although he is under my jurisdiction now.
And that's what you want to talk about?
Not exactly. You see, my being here has made me realize I can still be of use to you.
How so?
This country is rich with biological resources. Bacteria, nematodes, viruses. I'm sure we can find something here to bring that plan back into action.
Forget it. The Cleanser Project was just another one of my predecessor's daydreams.
And the vocal cord parasites?
Were an excellent test case for reverse evolution. Nothing more. What matters now is the genetics technology behind that work. With genetics, the clumsiness in targeting an entire race isn't an issue. We can target specific individuals. No need to breed multiple generations of parasite just to get results.
But
Don't be quaint, Exo. Once the Cold War is over, our enemies won't be so clearly defined. Using humans alone won't be enough. An electronic network will span the globe, and our enemies will blend right into it.
You may be right. But will people really settle for an enemy they can't see?
They
Men
won't have a
want to feel
choice.
righteous, need to see the evil in the enemy they fear. Without it, they'll turn their aggressions inward, find an enemy inside. You know this is true.
I see what you're saying. Just as those robbed of their parasites develop allergies and autoimmune diseases, a man robbed of his enemy develops self-destructive tendencies. And I know all the symptoms. Ethnic conflict, religious strife, terrorism.
Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm trying to understand. I thought maybe Skullface gave the parasite to Zero. I don't know if it was on the dagger and he cut his finger with it, so now he's infected or something. And then maybe after that he's able to quickly find out and heal himself, but he just said, yeah, people who are like don't have parasite anymore have autoimmune diseases and allergies, so maybe that's why he couldn't go outside anymore. Like he's just getting sicker and sicker. I'm not sure.
And with asymmetrical conflict, deterrence is a joke. That's why we must depend on information control. People need an appropriate context for their lives.
Wow, full circle.
A context that's stimulating without being destructive. That balance is the basis of equilibrium.
You mean to say people will blindly accept your context without developing any allergies?
If we're to unite the world, literacy must be suppressed. To suppress the information immune system, to borrow your metaphor.
Immunity to information. But to ensure
so
there's
scary.
no allergic reaction, while the immune system fights off parasites and pathogens.
It's done, Exo. This world will become one. I have found the way. The world that the boss envisioned will finally become a reality. Race, tribal affiliations, national borders, even our faces will be irrelevant. The nature of communication itself will change, and it will make mankind whole again.
Oh my god, so
Some
scary.
things can't be undone. My face was taken from me. There's no taking that back.
A face means nothing when one's soul is able to communicate directly with another.
I have no intention of hiding behind your technological veil, Major. I wear my broken visage, this skull in the open, so that I may never forget what I've lost.
You. What are you?
The chain of retaliation is what will truly bind this world together as one. Major.
You son of a... The pin.
Mm-hmm.
You...
Yes, the pin.
I thought it was a dagger, a pin, sorry.
It's too late. They can't extract it. You see, Major, some things can't be undone.
How did you find me? The girl. You made her talk.
I'm sorry I couldn't visit or thank you in person, but it has been lovely chatting. And now that I know you're no longer interested in the garden, it's time for you to step aside. You're a busy man, lots to do, so I've left you a little time.
Go to hell! How dare you? You planned this all along. Had your own agenda. All these years. Yeah.
Now you see.
Revenge is a dish better served cold.
But the boss... I've been...
You've been wrong.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah. Zero was wrong, but also Skullface.
You're no
and Big
different.
Boss.
Just like him. None of you understand the world she saw.
You don't
I would
either.
say the same to you, Major.
You steal it all away. Everything.
The boss said the same thing. Only I understood what she meant. Major, I'll handle the rest. Oh, and one more thing. That pin badge, it was a fake. I held on to the real one. I'll take good care of it. And continue the boss's work.
My god.
Jack.
Wow, no one comes to help. That took a while. Here we go. Just a quick word. Imagine the impact Joy, the boss, had on so many, like everyone she met. Basically everyone she ever met, she had a huge impact on. It's so impressive. I love that actually in this franchise, that everything is connected to her initially. I really think that's amazing, especially playing these and then thinking back on MGS3. It's even a better game. This game makes MGS3 even better, in my opinion. Like, and Peace Walker as well. They are good games too, but they are such good companion games to the real deal, which is MGS3. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it any other way, but I love that. I love that so much. And like I said, I wish I kind of want to replay them all now, you know? Watch other people play or something, because there's so much info. Like, this game truly ties the bow. I don't know how you say that, like, truly comes full circle with everything, and I genuinely really enjoy that. Of MGS5 specifically. I can't wait to play Delta. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. He's visiting Snake. Is this after he was sick or before? I'm guessing before?
I almost thought you wouldn't come.
Well, you're supposed to visit hospital before you die.
But how did you
okay,
get
so
here?
it is after.
My friends at the SAS know how to keep a secret. The trip to the airport was a little dramatic, but the rest was easy. Still, I've had smoother rides. Oh, look. Escorted myself with my tea. I won't be staying long.
I understand.
Is it Ocelot?
Which one is he?
On the right.
And the left?
We did just as you instructed.
Has either of them awoken?
Neither of them, no.
Not once?
Not in 2 years. Their weekly EEGs show stable activity levels. There's been practically no change.
Jack? Jack? It's me. You look fit to run a country mile.
Every 4 hours.
So, I don't know if the person... I don't think it's Ocelot. I'm not sure who that is. I don't know if that person is already hiding who Big Boss is, saying, oh, it's the one on the right, on the one on the left, whatever. But I don't think so, because... Okay, never mind, because we change appearance as Venom after we wake up. So, never mind. So when he was asking which one is the Phantom, basically.
We move all of their muscles, subject them to load. They're stable, but eventually...
Yes, of course.
We've done everything we can to ensure they're ready to move, should they wake up. Still, it's been a pretty long time. How long will they be here?
Indefinitely. It's too dangerous to move them. And so far, no one knows they're here.
I see.
I am most grateful to you. And I need you to keep it up.
We'll do everything we can.
Can you give us a moment?
Of course.
Jack, can you hear me? Nice place, isn't it? I went to a lot of trouble bringing you here. Here where no one will find you. Still, the Ocelot's on guard duty, just in case. Maybe
Okay,
knowing
it is
that will
Ocelot.
help you sleep better. I had no intention of coming, but this could be my last chance. If you'd just come to see me first. Do you remember the last time I visited you in hospital? Our first mission together. After the boss threw you in that river. Broke your arm. Ah, the good old days. I never told you this, but I had another team at my disposal back then.
Yeah,
A very
Skullface.
special man leading it. Maybe he didn't like the arrangement. In any case, this man, he seems to have done something to me. Which is why I'm quite sick myself. Up here. There's nothing they can do. I always was the forgetful type, as you know. I'm all right for now, but they say it's a one-way street. If you don't wake up soon, I won't remember
So, like,
you when you do.
Early onset dementia or something? With a parasite?
I don't mind about myself, but what he did to you, I can never forgive. I've sent him to Africa, and I doubt he's coming back. Jack, once your little holiday here is over, well, who knows when that will be? But
Only
anyway,
2 years out of 9?
I probably won't be around. I'll be somewhere even you can't find me. A tombstone chiseled into the code of a machine. That is all I leave to mark my existence. Wake up soon, old friend.
He did find him
is running short.
to kill him. That's crazy. Damn. It's so crazy because Zero is actually not an entirely bad person, like a villain, you know what I mean? He misinterpreted the boss's will and did something terrible with that, just like Big Boss. Just in different ways. But he still cares, just like Big Boss, you know? And I love that. I love when villains have good reasons and are not... Like, there's a gray area there that was exploited in this game, and I love that. Yeah, like I said, this game, what it does truly well, and it's because it's technically a prequel to the next game, so they were able to do this, is just tie in everything beautifully in full circle. This game does that so well. So well. Especially at the end there with the true ending and everything. I would say that's pretty damn good. The tapes in this game were really interesting. I loved them. I loved them. I loved them as well in Peace Walker and in Ground Zeroes. But there's just something... I mean, in Peace Walker, there were a couple that I really loved as well. But there were a couple that were just not necessary. Here, I feel like they were all really interesting. I don't know. I really like this game. I can't say that this is like the worst MGS, because I've seen some people say, oh, it's my favorite, or it's still a good game, but it's the worst MGS. I don't know. I don't know if I could say that. I understand. I don't know where I rank it, but I don't feel comfortable saying this is the worst MGS. I don't know about that. It truly did some things really well. And it was so different from the rest of the MGS franchise, which I appreciate. It still kept the essence. I've seen some people saying it doesn't feel like an MGS game. I completely disagree. I still feel like it is an MGS game. Like, if you told me that about Rising Revengeance, it's technically not as solid, right? It's a Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I'd be like, fair. It does not feel like an MGS, right? There is no stealth, like there, you know that what I mean? Like the story as well. Like I would understand that more. For this game, no, that's MGS to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm not like a purist, or I don't know, but I really like this game. I can't say that it's bad or disappointing, or the worst MGS, or not an MGS game. Like, all of those things I don't feel like that at all. Now, is it the best MGS? No. Like, let's be clear. MGS1 and MGS4 clearly clear this game. Like, in a ranking, they are just, in my opinion, like 10 times better. Like, I mean, it's not even a competition. Like, they are just masterpieces. This game, I don't know if I could call it a masterpiece, you know what I mean? Like, it was a really good game and a good MGS, but is it a masterpiece? I don't know, you know? Like, but MGS1, MGS4, masterpieces. MGS3 with Peace Walker and this, like, if you play this game as the only MGS you play, you're missing out on so much. I do believe that this game on its lonesome is not good. Like, it is still a good game, but I mean, this game without the context of all the other MGS, to be fair, especially MGS3 and Peace Walker, and I guess Portable Ops, without that, you don't get the full experience. Hands down, you don't. Like, there isn't even a doubt in my mind. Someone that just plays this game might enjoy it for the gameplay, but I mean, you clearly don't have the full experience. You need to play them all. You need to play them all. It's the same with MGS4, by the way. MGS4, without having played MGS1 and 2, what are you doing? Like, don't play MGS4. Play MGS1 and 2 and then play MGS4. Like, for me, they're just companion pieces. You can just play one and be done with it. I think you need to play the whole... Not all of the Metal Gear, because I haven't either, you know? There's a couple of Metal Gear I haven't played. You don't need to play them all, but there's a bare minimum, in my opinion, and this game is one of them. Like, you need to play at least Peace Walker and MGS3 before, and then it's even better. I guess you could go MGS3, Portable Ops, Peace Walker, MGS5, and then go MGS1, MGS2, MGS4. I think that could be a cool way of doing it, like chronologically, basically, not release date. It could be cool to do that, but the twists are gonna be in different areas. Like the twist that will make you go like, what the fuck, will be different than what I've experienced, obviously. Like the whole Patriots thing, you can see it coming if you've played this game and then you play MGS2, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, what a absolute cinema incredible franchise. I took a year playing MGS 1, 2, 3, 4, Rising Revengeance, watching Portable Ops, playing Peace Walker and MGS 5. I took a year on my YouTube, and I will never regret that. Never. It has been one of the best journeys I've been on because they are truly special and unique games. I'm getting emotional. They are truly special, and I totally understand people that consider this one of the best series ever made. I get it. I get it. Although I wouldn't say that's necessarily my case. Like trilogy-wise and stuff like that, you know, if we talk in trilogies, like Mass Effect trilogy had a bigger impact on me. But they are so different. I'm not trying to compare at all. Like, they are so different. I'm just saying that these are so unique. I've never played a game like this. And this counts for any of the MGS I've played. Every time I was like, I've never played a game like this. They are special. They have this essence to them. With the characters, the twists, the themes, the overarching themes are some of the most detailed and in-depth themes I've ever seen in any game. The philosophy of it. I don't take the player as a dumb one. What I mean by that is these games trust the player to make their own conclusions on important subjects, and you might say they're very handholdy because you have so much exposition to the codec, la la la, and all that. I'd be like, I get what you mean, but also they are some of the less handholdy games I've played in terms of understanding a story. Like, these games, they will, how can I say this? They will tickle your brain in the best way possible. They will make you think outside the box. They will try to make you connect. And then give you twists and turns that actually do make sense. And it's just crazy. It's a crazy experience. I recommend that to anyone who loves TR Rising, that's for sure. And who loves convoluted a little bit, like stories, a little bit transient. I don't even know how to explain this, but like with themes that are still relevant to this day. It's almost like someone went to the future and then came back and made these games. You know what I mean? It's just they are a trip. They're a trip. And I love that. I love that. I don't think I'll ever play another game like this. Like these. I include like the whole franchise in this. So yeah, I just hope that my playthroughs reflected that, because that is really how I felt with these games. I felt really strongly and I really deeply love them because they're so unique. Don't cry. God. And they're so special, and for someone like me who loves TR Rising and all that, like, I mean, that was just the best. It was a trip, but it was the best trip, right? And I would recommend those games to people like me, like people who just really love a good story and good characters and goofiness, like really silly, all over the top goofy moments paired with absolute realism, bone chill themes. I don't know. It's such a blend of perfection. That is Metal Gear for me. Yeah, I'll carry that experience for sure. Like, I'll never forget this. This was just crazy, a crazy experience. I'm so glad I started this. It was like it was the best. It was so much fun, and I loved as well talking with you guys, the community that came with. I was about to say Mass Effect, Metal Gear, the whole, you know, you guys, the whole community. We don't always agree, especially on the way Kojima writes things, you know, that kind of thing. I think that's where a lot of people were disagreeing with me, and I'm okay with that. I don't mind. So we don't always agree on that type of thing, but you know what? It didn't matter. It was so much fun because we all, deep down, we all are passionate about these games, and I think that's what mattered. And just the twists and turns. I don't know. I need to watch other people play. I totally get why you guys watched a Let's Play of these games, because I want to do that too now. Like, you can never relive this type of first playthrough, and that kind of twist, just, you need to see it from someone else's eyes, you know? Like, it's, yeah. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for accompanying me on this journey. I mean, it was just the best. It was the best, honestly, and I'm so grateful. I've loved every second. I am very excited for Metal Gear Solid Delta, Metal Gear Delta. Anyways, you know what I mean, the remake of MGS3 Snake Eater. It's gonna be so much fun to do that with you guys. I'm gonna be live streaming it on YouTube and Twitch, both at the same time, because I've explained this before, but I already have a first playthrough of MGS3, so I thought the first playthrough of Delta, I mean, it's not gonna be that different. It's gonna be different, but not that different. So I'd rather, I don't know, I'd rather live that experience really together with you guys live. Like, I think that's gonna be so fucking awesome. I can't wait. So yeah, for sure in August I'm gonna be sitting down here, if all is well. I'm gonna be here playing Delta for sure. What's next on the channel? I've talked about this a little bit as well, but if you don't know, I'm currently playing Doom: The Dark Ages. Once that is done, I will be hopping onto Halo. I've never played any Halo game, but I've heard that they are super fun, so I want to play more FPS on the channel, first-person shooters. So it's gonna be Halo. Apparently there's story as well, so I'm interested in that. Doom really surprised me for the lore. 2016 and Eternal, and now Dark Ages. I love it. I love the lore. So that's going to be, I always have two games going on the channel, right? Doom, and then it's going to be Halo, as well as another game. Now, I have not announced that new series, and I kind of want to keep it a surprise until I post it. So I'm not gonna tell you, but it is very different from Metal Gear. So if you're a big Metal Gear fan, I don't know if you're gonna be a fan of that franchise. I'm like being 100% honest here. It is not the same type of game at all. At least from what I know. I mean, I haven't played them, so who knows, maybe it's really similar, but I don't think so. It's not a Japanese game. So there's probably not gonna be the same type of humor and goofiness and all that, and but I know it's a beloved franchise, and I really wanted to get into it. They've been on my backlog forever. So yeah, next franchise I totally understand if you're not interested in. I get that. I just hope I see you again on Delta. I really hope. Thank you so much, everyone who has watched these playthroughs. I don't know how many hours now. You know, if you've watched the whole thing, you're truly a trooper. If you're still here, how many hours was that since MGS1? Like, I don't know, but you are incredible. That was many hours. A year worth of content, you know. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for sharing, and for you guys who talked about, I've seen that. I've seen Reddit, some Redditors mentioning my channel for like best MGS playthrough or something. I don't remember exactly because I tend to avoid Reddit, I'm gonna be honest, but the little I've seen, you guys were so nice recommending my channel for Metal Gear, and that means a lot, and that's how the channel gets bigger, to be honest, sharing like that. So thank you so much for that, and thank you to everyone who financially supported this whole endeavor. This means watching without ad block, you know, being a premium member on YouTube. If you have premium, I get a cut out of that. Thank you so much. If you were a member because you wanted early access on these videos, thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who gifted memberships during premieres, to other members of the community, everyone who gave super chats and super thanks, which means like literal money in the chat or in the comments. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much for that. Thank you to everyone who went on my Throne wishlist and gave me Amazon gifted cards and PlayStation gifted cards, because thanks to that I was able to make cosplays and play these games basically without spending too much money on them, right? Especially cosplays. Amazon gifted cards all go into cosplays. So thank you so much. Honestly, thank you. I can't be more like grateful. I don't know. I don't have the words, you know? I never thought this would happen, and I didn't know what I was getting into. And it's always like that, you know, you start a franchise and you don't know. You're like, oh yeah, I heard people like this, but I already know. And then you get into it and you're like, okay, yeah, I get it now. And that's me with MGS. So yeah, thank you guys so much for everything. And I'll see you, if not on the next series of different game, I'll see you, I hope, during the Delta shenanigans. So yeah, I'll see you. Bye.